Consumed. Almost 500,000 acres of Texas turned to ash. Wildfires swept across the Texas Panhandle, an unrelenting force, devastating all in its path.
It was panic at first. I had my wife and our two girls kind of pack up and get in a truck, and they went to McLean to our aunt's house. My dad and my brother and I were trying to help the fire department where we could and move cattle around to try to get out of the path of the fire.
The LaFour's East fire burned about 135,000 acres. Trent runs cattle on 600 of them. His once grass-covered pastures are now a black wasteland. He was able to save his cattle, plus his dad's and his neighbors. Others weren't so lucky. 80 miles north near Canadian, the largest of the three fires, the Perryton Fire, devoured 38 miles of land from west to east, ravaging 4 counties. It's the third largest single fire in Texas history. Over 318,000 acres gone.
I was in town and we saw the fires starting on south of 281, and the helicopter with water buckets came over the house and called and said, "Your wife is running around between the house and the barn. She needs to get out." My wife was trying to get to the pickup. It was burning across the road already, so that didn't work. So she was trying to run down to the barn, the metal building. She thought that would be a better choice than going out into it.
When Chris got home, the fire was burning corner to corner across his property. The first chance he had, he drove through the fire to his family. The flames literally at his doorstep. They waited it out. 5 hours later, things calmed down. Everyone was okay. The house was still standing, but just about everything else was lost, including 36 head of cattle. Like many, he wonders, what's next?
Well, we don't know. Right now, I got more hay than I have cattle. I know that much. And that's thanks to people I never met.
Almost as soon as the fires ignited, fellow farmers and ranchers across the state wanted to help. The most immediate need was hay, which started flowing into Panhandle communities by the semi-loads.
About daybreak, got the truck out there by the hay pile and got the tractor and started loading. I left Waxahachie about 9:30 this morning. Got here about 4:30 this afternoon. It was really a nice trip. It's just what neighbors do for each other. We might be 400 miles apart, but I still consider us neighbors.
In only a week, donation sites like this one in LIPSCOMB have been flooded with hay. So much they're not taking anymore, at least not right now. But help is still needed. Fencing supplies and monetary donations will help ranchers travel the long road ahead.
I think when you talk about agriculture as a community, it's a loving community that cares for people that when they're in a time of need, their neighbors are going to step up and help them.
As bad as it is, it could have been worse, if not for the men and women on the front line battling the blaze. Texas A&M Forest Service, Texas Parks and Wildlife, paid departments, and volunteer firefighters, all working together to save lives and communities.
The volunteers do the lion's share of the work, and they invite us to come help us, and we work in unified command with them, and we've had crews out all day, and hopefully that's reduced them having to do all the work, allow them to go back to their jobs.
All 3 fires are now 100% contained, and the recovery begins. It will take time and some help from Mother Nature. The Texas ranchers will rise from the ashes. For TFB News, Ed Wolf, LIPSCOMB.